Hi everybody, it's the Juilliard here and welcome to the Artville Elements Studio. And you're like, what the heck is going on here? Well, today I'm going to show you how I make my Resin Web discs. Now that is my spin machine, and then here's just a few of the things that I needed. I have to have some silicone molds. Of course, the star of the show here is Easy Water. It's what makes the webbing possible. It is a thermoplastic. It is in a pellet form and melts to a liquid form, and that's how we make the web design. I love this stuff. You're going to need a heat glove, of course, some metal cups, any kind of tin to put the pellets in to warm them up, some popsicle sticks to mix with, and then you're going to definitely need a hot plate and a silicone mat or pad. Also need something to set the cups down on. Your mica powders, and and then you want to make sure that you're using mica powders and not any liquid dyes or liquid colorants, whether they're water-based or oil-based, because it will splatter. So now here I am, I'm over the spin machine. You can make these yourself. This one I had made for me because I do a lot of these discs, but because I'm using Easy Water, it doesn't stick to the inside of it. If you're going to do resin, then you would have to tape it. And I'm using this orange mold. It's not really my preferred mold for this. That white one is thicker bodied, so it doesn't distort. But here I've got the lid that's got the slot on it. I've got my hot plate set up with 4 cups, and there's the Easy Water. I'm going to fill those cups about half full with the pellets. Now, people, this shit gets hot. So do not do this around your kids. Do not do this around your fur babies. And hey, if you're going to do it, please be safe. Wear your gloves. There I've got a pair of pliers that I'm going to use. That's how I transport it over to my mat whenever I need to take them off the heat. Otherwise, I keep them on there, but I just turn my heat down. The temperature is at medium, so it's around 250, 300 degrees, and it's going to melt, and you'll just keep stirring. Once the pellets melt, then you can turn it down, because we don't want it to bubble at all. And remember, powdered pigments only. Mason stains, micas, that kind of thing. So here you can see I'm turning it on. I'm going to set it on the medium. Do this in a well-ventilated area, because if you've gotten anything on the hot plate, if dropped a few pellets or a little bit of the liquid, it will smoke, okay? Why don't I use resin is what I keep getting asked. Well, I think we kind of know that it self-levels and it doesn't cure fast enough for that. And if you use the 2-part polyurethane resins, same thing, right? So you're pouring them in. They are either going to pot off fast and you're not going to get the complete pour, or you're going to get part of a pour and it's still going to self-level out, okay? Now, once I've mixed these and we've added in the pigment, I can leave this. I can come back to it a day later, an hour later, whatever I want, and just heat it back up. I've got containers just filled with the cups with all different colors. When I teach classes, this is the way I do that, because I can mix them up and we can just set them on the heat when we're ready to go. And you could do the same thing, make them up in advance. But I'm just going to mix in the micas. Look how beautiful that is. Now, I would avoid the whites if at all possible, because they do get yellow. You could add a little tint of the purple to it to kind of tone it some if you wanted, but just stay clear of the whites. Unless you like that kind of like a cream, undertone. It's not a bad color, but anyway. So now I'm testing the machine. Turn it on and get it going. You want to make sure it's center. If it's not, and it's not in there, locked in there, it'll go flying. Hence, that's the reason we have the lid, right? So I've got my first color. I'm going to start with the lighter with the glitter. You can use glitters in these. You just want to make sure that they're a glitter that can handle heat, like the polyesters. They do really well with this. And then I'm just going to go in with the other. The faster it spins, the more spray. The slower, the more defined spirals that you get. And you kind of need a combination of both, but you're going to have to play with it, like I said, real hot, so just be real careful. And I'm just layering in the colors. And so right now, because I've poured it, as I'm doing it, it's already starting to cool. So that's why I can get that texture, that raised texture. And that's what makes these pieces look webs inside of the resin. And like I said, I love it. And so I was asked to share it, and I'm sharing it with you. Because that's what us makers, that's what we do. We share. And so the edges you can clean off, or you can leave it if you want it to show up in your resin pour. I like to peel them off, and I save that and use it in other projects. It makes really cool stuff. And I'll tell you something else that's really cool is glow in the dark. Absolutely phenomenal. Glow in the dark powders put in that. And so intermission, you guys mix your resin, and I've already done my mixing and poured it in. You don't need me to tell you how to mix your epoxy. So I poured it in and let it sit overnight. I use liquid diamonds because it's my favorite. It doesn't have the viscosities like water, so it really seeps in under all those little pieces. And there you go. Now I sand, I'll do some polishing, but hope you like it. I do, and my students do, so have fun. Share. Thanks so much for watching. And please share my post, and you guys have happy making. Talk to you later.